Welcome to Quick Team Building Activities, where you bring the team, we bring the activities. Today's focus, 6 ways to be an effective team building facilitator. If you're leading a team building event, it's extremely important that you implement these strategies as you lead your team into the future. Let's get started. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more content like this. On this channel, we focus on team building activities for you and your team. Let's have fun. The purpose of this video is to help you to build an effective team. It's extremely important that when you're trying to develop your team, that you always think about strategies and ways that you can unify your team as you move them towards a common purpose. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about some strategies you can use to do just that. Today's question of the day is, what are some things that you do as a facilitator or that you've seen a facilitator do that really motivates and inspires you? Share your ideas in chat. Let's get started. Before we get started, we need to define what is a facilitator. Well, a facilitator's job is to support everyone to do their best thinking. They create an environment where everyone is encouraged to participate, understand one another's points of view, and share in the responsibility. A facilitator suggests ways to use tools to help grow the team and move them forward. It's also important to know that the facilitator is not making the decisions, but guides others towards a correct response, which is why the facilitator is always using questions to prompt and to encourage. One of the first things you want to do as a facilitator is develop a detailed agenda after having a discussion with organizational leaders. If you are the leader, then one of the things you want to think about is, what is the focus? What do you want to accomplish at the end of this team building activity? And how will you measure if you've met your goal? Names, and don't forget, get to know the names. One of the first things you have to do is start using people's first and or last names. Using a person's name helps them to trust you and connect with you. Use name tags or even a cheat sheet if needed. One of the most critical things that you have to do is establish a vision and then set a clear purpose for each activity. Revisit the goal throughout the actual activities and help others understand how the activities and or team building strategies connect to the big picture. One clear tip is to be very intentional about this. One of the most important things that you can do is establish clear norms. And the way you do that is at the beginning of a presentation and or team building activity, you want to communicate, here are the norms and how we operate within this activity. And this kind of helps people to understand that when you correct them, you're doing it because you want to make sure that you're establishing the norms and creating a safe space. One of the next things you can do is use questions and paraphrase. And what I mean by that is be prepared and think about your questions before the presentation. Look to paraphrase to show active listening, but avoid looking disingenuous. One of the worst things you can do is to constantly keep paraphrasing and people start not trusting you and believing that you're robotic. One of the most important things that you can do is to make things sticky. And the ways you do this is that you have to have a unique opening, maybe tell a story, reinforce one thing, use a prop, revisit critical topics, and just to be very clear, sometimes less is more. It's okay to have a critical big picture point and just revisit that one point over again. And that's it. 6 ways to be an effective team building facilitator. Always remember, keep it fun and keep it engaging as you move your team into the future. Lastly, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Remember that you want to make sure that you turn on notifications because we post consistently. Happy planning.